Who knows about television at this point?
We're live again, careful. So we'll just need one hole in the rubber dam, and on the rubber punch, if you can see that there, I'm using hole number 4 there because we need a fairly largish hole because it's got to stretch. So it's just one hole, and if you could get the wedges there, Cheryl. So we're going to go between the 2 and the 3 there, and Cheryl will now put the wedget in there. I think that's not enough, Cheryl, can you? That's not big enough. I think we might have to use maybe even a green there. That's better. Now we stretch right over this bridge all the way down to the 3, and Cheryl again puts the wedget in there. So now what we need to do is just trim these little wedgets back a bit so that they're not in the way. So we just pull that one out. Give him a, if I can get hold of it. Thanks, Cheryl. Take that one off. And that one. And that one. Still a little bit on the back there, but it's quite away from the tooth. Let's check that that's in position. Right. Now we have to use a sealer. This is a very sealer dependent method. As you can see, there's a huge gap at the back there. So what we need to do is get that filled up with a sealer, and I'm using the Patent Simply Endo sealer, because the great thing about this is you can make loads of it, and you need loads of it. So spreading this sealer, filling that gap with huge amounts of this sealer. Just keep adding it, doesn't matter if it goes through. In fact, it's quite good if it does, because when saliva gets onto this sealer, it makes the sealer swell, which helps the sealing of the rubber dam. So we just carry on in this fashion. This is where I feel I ought to have a Blue Peter. This is one I did earlier. Just make sure that we get it tucked right up against the tooth there. Just smooth that back at the back edge. Pulling it in between the teeth as well, just either side of that root. It looks a little bit weak there, so let's just fill that up on there. Just a massive great lump of. So what I like about this particular form of sealer, you can really build it up. And now we put some down on the front there and take it all the way around. Now, of course, this is a very sealer dependent thing, and you always must ask the patient never to close up too much, because it could break the seal. Just get that bit there, put that there. Make sure that's nice and sealed in between. See how I'm pushing it down in between there take that back a little bit, and that, chuck that in there. So there it is, and you can see there is the access just there. So everything is nicely sealed up there. When I get it on the higher magnification, I will check it to make sure that everything is all right and that it is sealed. This particular seal, you have to monitor it, because you can get a breach in it if you're not careful. The main area of getting a breach, of course, is this big area back here. But as long as you put loads and loads of the sealer in there, there should be no problem. So there we have it. So now we'll get on and see whether we can get this tooth filled.